What's up guys, welcome back to the Footy Tutor channel. It's your boy Carl Hinkson here, and today guys I wanted to make a quick video just kind of summarizing how I was able to go ahead from my very small country of Barbados and secure a scholarship to play at the NCAA Division 1 level. Now guys, I recently made a video where I spoke about 4 different factors which can significantly influence whether or not you can go ahead and play at the Division 1 level in the United States of America. Now in that video guys, I basically clarified that Division 1 is a division that I have the most experience with. I have a pretty good idea about how things work at the other levels, but I don't want to give you guys any misinformation. So as we move on through this series talking about college soccer, I'm going to be doing my research and giving you guys exactly the up-to-date information that you need to know. Now guys, I will leave a link to that video down in the description. You can go check it out. I highly recommend that you do. It's a great starting place if you are interested in playing at the NCAA level. But from that video, I basically got so many people reaching out to me asking me, Carl, how do I go about and get myself a scholarship to play at the NCAA level? What do I need to do? What are the steps that I need to take to position myself to go ahead and get a scholarship? And that's why I basically wanted to make this video guys, because I want to make it clear that there is no one way to go about trying to get a scholarship. I'm going to share my story in this video to give you guys a better idea of how I went about trying to do it, and to give you a good idea as to basically the variation that can occur within someone trying to go ahead and play at the NCAA Division 1 level. Now before we dive straight into the video guys, I'm gonna ask that you leave a like on this video. That's gonna help show the YouTube algorithm that this is valuable content, and it'll help us to grow our community here on YouTube. And I also want to ask that if you have any questions throughout the whole video, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section below guys. I really love hearing what you guys have to say, and I love collaborating with you guys in the comments. Now to give a little bit of backstory, a little bit of context as to where I was before I went ahead and gained my scholarship, I must say that I had been playing football at a very high level for a long period of time. I had been a member of my Barbados national team at the U17 and the U20 level even when I was 17 years old. So I had a lot of exposure playing internationally, and I think that that is one factor that really helped me to get a foot in the door when I started speaking to coaches and trying to play at the Division 1 level. Now for me, I saw going over and playing in the United States as a stepping stone towards me trying to play professionally. So I only wanted to leave Barbados and go over to the United States if I could play at the Division 1 level. If I didn't get the chance to play at the Division 1 level, for me D2, D3 just wasn't an option, not only because the financial side of it in terms of getting a full scholarship isn't as viable, but for me I wanted to give myself the opportunity to play against the best competition which is offered at the college level. Now I'm going to stop for 1 second really quickly and say that every single level within the college ranks you will find some very good teams, but for me and for the purposes of this video, I strongly believe that the NCAA Division 1 level is where you're going to get the most consistent, not only competition for spots week in week out within your team, but also the most consistent competition every weekend when you have to go play against other teams. So the first step I took on my way to trying to secure a scholarship was starting to research universities overseas. I wanted to research to see not only what were the best soccer programs, but also what were the schools that offered educational programs, that offered the majors that I wanted to go ahead and study. After doing a little bit of research, I started sending out emails to different teams. I sent out a lot of emails. I didn't really get many responses back guys, and it wasn't until I got into college and I started speaking to my coach. He told me that every single day these college coaches are getting upwards of 50 emails from kids all over the world, sending their CVs, sending their videos. It's almost impossible for them to even go through and see all of the emails that come in. So if you can have some kind of a personal connection, and you have to have very strong ways of differentiating yourself from everyone else if you're going to reach out to these coaches and try to get a reply. But anyhow, I was sending out all these emails, and I was also doing research about academically what are the things I had to have covered. So I knew that I needed to have specific subjects in terms of my local, we call them CXCs. I had to have like specific subjects in my CXCs to qualify to even attend university, and I also had to take the SAT, which is a test that you can take. There's also the ACT, and they've been restructured since I took them, so like I can't really give more information about exactly what they are. I can leave a link down in the description though, so that if you're interested in finding out more, I can send you over to their website. So after I had everything academically in order, I made the first push to really try to get myself in front of these coaches. So what I did, I went to something which is called an ID camp, which was hosted at the University of South Florida. Basically what it is players from all around the world, players from all around America, America attend these camps and they train with each other and play games in front of college coaches. Now for me, this was actually a really good experience because I was able to see straight away that I could compete with all of these guys who were trying to go into college. And not only that I could compete, but I could stand out in some scenarios. So that was really gratifying for me. But there were a lot of cons about this program in that I realized that if you hadn't reached out to the coaches before you went to the ID camps, it's really hard for them to just come, see someone totally new to them, and then be interested in signing them, unless of course you're absolutely like phenomenal player. I also wasn't super happy with the way that this camp was structured because we had to train maybe 9 times within like a 3-day span. So coming into that last day, I was super fatigued. I just wasn't accustomed to that much workload in that short space of a time, and it was really hard going into that final day to really show my, my true potential, to really show my capabilities, and the whole standard of everything just kind of really fell going into those last few days. So I think that these camps could be structured a little bit better to also like preserve athlete health. Long story short, nothing came out of this USF camp for me. I paid a lot of money to travel all the way to the United States. I paid a lot of money to register for the camp, paid a lot of money for accommodation and everything, and nothing came out of this for me other than the assurance, honestly, that this was a level that I could play at. So even though I wasn't able to secure a scholarship on the first try, I was not discouraged. I continued toiling away, continued trying to improve. I was still a member of my national team setup. And then it wasn't until about December 2014 when I traveled with my club to a tournament in Florida. At this tournament, it was basically a showcase tournament for college coaches. So it was more local teams from Florida as well as some Caribbean invitation teams, and we had the opportunity to just play in one big tournament, and some coaches came along and they were watching the games from the sidelines. So to cut a long story short, I actually ended up having a very good tournament. Our team made it all the way to the final, and then after these games I was able to have a quick chat with a few coaches from around the field. In that moment, I actually met the coach who would eventually become my college coach for the majority of my college career, and I could straight away tell that this was someone that I was super comfortable with. This was someone who saw eye to eye with me on a lot of core values, and who was a coach that I would be very comfortable playing for. And guys, I want to mention this really quickly because I think having that good relationship with your coach, having a good understanding of what you're getting yourself into is so pivotal, especially if you're an international student and you're going to leave your home, leave your family to go to somewhere completely new. It's really essential that you have a good connection with whatever coach it is that you're going to be playing under. Anyhow, that was in December, and fast forward to February, I actually hadn't heard any correspondence from any coaches. I'll be totally honest with you in saying that this was coming up to my senior year in high school, and in Barbados we actually have free tertiary education. So my plan was always, if I didn't get a Division I scholarship, to be honest, I was going to be done with football. I'm not even gonna lie. I knew that I needed to get overseas if I was ever going to get close to achieving the goals I had for football, and if I couldn't, then I was going to quit. Like, I had basically quit football because I hadn't got any offers from that tour. I was just going to focus on school. I had big plans of just going to the university in Barbados and becoming a doctor or something. But then one day, guys, I literally checked my junk email. Like, I'm not lying to you. I checked my junk email and I had an email from the school that I eventually played all 4.5 years at. So when I went into my junk, I saw this email. I was a little bit skeptical at first, to be honest, because I was like, maybe this might be a scam or something. It had been in my inbox for about a month. So literally, opportunities can be literally waiting for you to take advantage of them, and you don't even see it. Anyhow, I followed up with the email. I started speaking to the coach at the school, and the recruitment process kind of got streamlined really quickly. We had to get things wrapped up super quickly if I was going to enroll in the fall. Long story short, got on the phone, came to an agreement about my scholarship, and before I knew it, I had just been thinking about quitting soccer forever. Next thing I know, I'm going over to America to play at the Division I level. And guys, I say this to say two things. Like, one, you shouldn't give up like straight away. It's gonna be a toil, it's gonna be a grind. You have to realize you're competing with players from all around the world for spots. You need to just find a way to continuously be getting yourself and your name out there, and you have to put the quality of your playing and the quality of your education first. If you're going to play at the NCAA Division I level, you need to understand that you're going to be a student athlete. You have to take care of the off the field duties if you're going to even get the opportunity to play. But also guys, I hope that my story shows that there's no one specific way that you can go about trying to gain a scholarship. Now, I've spoken to a lot of my friends who I played with in college who were from America, and they said that I actually had a super easy route getting into college, in that I just played at one tournament, met my coach, ended up getting recruited to the school. They said that they attend tons of ID camps from the time that they're like 14 years old all the way until they go to college. They get a bunch of different offers. They have to peg their offers against other offers and negotiate with coaches to get a lot more money. It's a whole process of trying to basically secure the best deal for yourself. And a lot of people have told me that I'm actually like super fortunate in the way that my scenario played out. Now, I could go on and talk about these small things that all played perfectly for me to be able to go ahead and accept and play at the Division 1 level, guys, but I'm gonna just leave the video here for today. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comment section below. I'm super interested in sharing my knowledge of playing at the NCAA Division 1 level with you guys, especially international students who aren't sure if it's the right next step for them. So go ahead guys, leave all your questions down in the comment section below. I will be sure to make videos coming up in the future about different strategies that you can use to get in front of coaches, different strategies that you can use to research schools, and exactly what you need to cover to make sure that you're eligible to play at the Division 1 level. So if any of that sounds like something that you're going to be interested in, I highly recommend that you go ahead and subscribe for future videos at the channel. I'm going to be doing a much bigger focus on college soccer going into the new year. And yeah, I just want to be able to share all the information that I've gathered with someone who was in my position, not really sure exactly what the next steps would be for them. So yeah guys, that's it for the video. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you didn't forget to smash that like button or leave a comment guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.